And there are some funny people in Nigeria who call themselves prophets. They don't even know the meaning of prophecy. I'm not a prophet, but I know the way God speaks because He talks to me once in a while. I'm a pastor. I'm satisfied with that office. But when somebody says he's prophesying, and he says 3 people are contesting for a post, if the first one wins, there'll be plenty of food. If the second one wins, there'll be plenty to drink. If the third wins, there'll be plenty to wear. That's not prophecy. That's conjecture. Anyone who's prophesying now, telling you this is a fellow who will win, this is a fellow who is deceiving you. You know why? Daddy has not spoken yet. He hasn't said anything. So if you say somebody release a prophecy and saying that somebody from this place is a lie.
I still don't know whether or not there will be an election next year. Adeboye does not know yet. Put the word yet. How come you don't know? Because my father hasn't talked to me about it at all.
Those are the words of Pastor E.A. Adeboye, the senior pastor, head of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. In time past, Adeboye has said several things when it comes to politics, but this time around, he was a bit, kind of reserved, and he played around with words. There was a time he said God has not spoken to nobody, that if one fellow somewhere said this and that, well, it's a lie. God has not spoken to him yet. And people berated him. They said, so because God did not speak to you means that God cannot speak to other people? The size of your church or member does not equate to God's presence, does not mean that God will speak to you first. These are the words of people for Pastor E. Adeboye in the past. But Pastor E. Adeboye has tried to, say more now. Now, E. Adeboye has said something, and this resulted to Nigerians, mostly the obedience, dragging him and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has taken to social media to express disagreement with his supporters, the obedience, following their decision to drag Pastor E.A. Adeboye for saying the country will flourish under the new administration that is coming up of the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He made this expression on Twitter. Well, a few days ago, he announced that Nigeria will prosper in the hands of the former Lagos State Governor and APC 2023 presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said Tinubu's government is in the hands of God and God will help him. He encouraged Bola Ahmed Tinubu to bring the dream of a new nation to fruition, adding that God will support him and give him the grace to do the right thing. However, such statement by the clergyman stirred several criticism from Nigerians, like I said, particularly obedient, as many of them accused Pastor E. Adeboye of supporting the president-elect. They said, you have come to a point where you should be speaking the truth. There is no more time. You wanted the vice president, Yemi Osinbajo, who is a member of Redeem and also a minister there, to be president, but it didn't work. You closed the door on the face of his wife. I'm talking of the wife of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is a deaconess in your church with a heavy seed, donation, and tithe. And now haven't fought for their space and ground one way or the other, you are now coming to say God will bless them, God will do this and that. How can you be praying for him if you know that God does not have hands in his government, if you know that it is not the will of God, if you know that he should not be president? These are the words that are being thrown at him. Now, Peter Obi, in reaction to such criticism, took to his official Twitter account to state that the use of subterfuge by people, narratives by people, insults by people, abuse by people, masquerading as obedient to diminish the eminent personality of Pastor E. Adeboye and anyone else is mostly unacceptable, adding that obedience are by large law-abiding citizens. Peter Obi further stated that while differences of opinions are normal, he said calculated efforts to create ethnic or religious issues, chasm, all in the name of politics should not in any way be tolerated, adding that everyone should ensure put an end to insults. That's what he said. Well, now, I do not know what your thoughts are as regards this one. The words of E. Adeboye, as a lot of people are kind of worried and they are kind of upset at this time. They say they are shocked over Pastor E. Adeboye's comments and support and prayer for a corrupt person. They said, how can Pastor Chris Oyakhilome see into the realms of the spirit and say that he saw the face of a jackal, like the face of the devil, like a clown, like a mocker? How can he have seen this? What spirit are you guys operating with? Do you all connect to the same God, or you have different gods? Because someone praying in Redeem will say God of Daddy Adeboye. Another person praying in Pastor Chris's church will call on the God of Chris Oyakhilome. They say, which God are you guys dealing with? How come you are praying for the jackal, praying for the devil, praying for the face of Lucifer? It is not a joke. Do you think I'm joking? All right, let us watch where Pastor Chris Oyakhilome said these things.
But you have to look in the spirit. And in the spirit, I saw the first one I mentioned yesterday. And it was a devil, an evil spirit, a wicked spirit that was wearing his face. Meaning that he doesn't even know what he's doing while he's campaigning and running for president. He's being used. A wicked spirit of darkness. And the spirit was a mocker. Today, when I was praying, as I was praying, the spirit called him a name. I was surprised. Because he said, the jackal is cut off. I said, jackal? I thought I knew the meaning of jackal. I had to go into the dictionary to find what is a jackal. I said, why do they call him a jackal? What is a jackal? It means a trickster, a swindler, and one that operates in behalf of another for the purpose of deception.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You heard him. So people are trying to contrast these words, these prayers. They are like, what is really going on here? What is going on here? Well, we have people who are in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let us be realistic too. There are people who are in support of Peter Obi also, and there are people who care less. They are only religious bigots. There are people who are just in support of their daddy Gio. Everyone is, here and there. There are people who say they strongly disagree. They strongly disagree with him. They said, no, this is not possible. How can you ever, Peter Obi, tell us this? Are you a fraudster? Are you a criminal? Are you trying to lead us to the river and the next thing you run back? No, we must see to the end. Anything that stands on our way must be pulled down. Do not give special preferences to certain individuals. They say this is not the way to go. How dare you, Peter Obi? I'm telling you what people are saying, not what we are saying on this platform. That's what people are saying. We have to present everything. It must be in equilibrium. They say, why? They say, in fact, they are suspicious of Peter Obi now. That is like you are only gunning for that position. Once you get in there, you will go there to do what you have never done before. Like how they said that Buhari is a man who had just one house in the village with about 5 cows. All of a sudden, he got into the government as president, and we heard that his son could purchase 2 special state-of-the-art automobile. I'm talking of the motorcycle now, not the local one. No, bought it and he nearly died with it. So many other things have been said. So they said, oh, you are just trying to come in there so that you can enrich yourself and hide your money in Panama, hide your money in all of those countries so that you don't pay tax and nobody will know how much you have or how much you have stolen. Is it not when they see a house? Is it not when they see properties or expensive cars? That's when people will say you are a thief. If they don't see it, maybe they will not know. Anyway, I don't know if it is so or not. But what I'm saying here is that in life, we all need to be guided. We cannot say because someone is highly placed, either as a pastor or as this or that, the law should be what everyone should focus on. That is the truth. That's the reality. He has his right to pray for whoever he wants to pray for. Nobody should tell him who to pray for. But when you talk about morality, that is what I think a lot of people are pointing to, like, morally, this is unacceptable. How can you all not focus on the same direction? How is it that Oyedepo is saying this, you are praying for that? Like, everybody is scattered. Even the last video that you watched, if you have not watched it, where I collated several prophecies against and for Peter Obi and Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Paladin of the swearing. I collected all of them. We wonder, where is this prophecy coming from? Who is speaking to them? Are they really people of God or not? Everybody is just saying this and saying that. So pastors are praying for that person. Another pastor is rebuking and rejecting. Another pastor is cursing the same person. We don't know what spirit. We thought that all of them are supposed to have a unified spirit that works in tandem, that works in the same direction. But unfortunately, it is not the same thing. Well, I don't know how true this is. I don't know how true it is. I don't know who is saying what should be said and who is not saying what should be said. That's why I'm dropping it to all you guys. I'm dropping it on your lap. Do you think Peter will be saying what is right? Do you think Pastor Iye Adeboye is doing the right thing? Or do you think the rest of the pastors who are saying, no, this man is not the right person? Or is it this Peter Obi that they say that he is just someone who does not want to accept? Anyway, what are your thoughts as regards this one? Drop your comment, like and share, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.